Hello, my dear children. Namaste, and welcome back to yet another super useful, super amazing session of our Mind Map series for ICSE Class 10. This is Ambika, your biology master teacher, right here on the super amazing platform, which is Vedantu 9th and 10th English. Well, children, to start off, I sincerely must thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for all your love and support. I guess we launched this channel around the month of July or August, and ever since, your support and your love has kept us going, and we've been wanting to do more and more, and we've been wanting to work harder and harder for you just to bring in the best learning experience for you. Thank you very much, children. Do continue staying with us, do continue supporting us. So please do remember to click on the subscribe button in case you haven't done that yet, and please do share the link with all your ICSE class 10 friends, especially your ICSE 10 friends. But of course, on this channel we do have content for CBSE 9, CBSE 10 and for ICSE 10 with equal importance. Yes guys, all right, let's get started. Today we are going to be discussing the mind map for the chapter nervous system. All right, but before we get started, I have a positive quote for you. What is it? If you want things you have never had, you need to do things you've never done. Well, isn't that true? Isn't that amazing? Well, I mean, you just sit at one place, you just keep doing the same things over and over again on a daily basis, but you want new things every day. How does that make sense? I mean, is it even fair to ask for it like that? Definitely not. Make sure you go out of your regular way, out of your usual way, so that you can explore more, and certainly you will get what you may not have right now and what you always wished you could get. All right, so here we go. Children, in the chapter nervous system. Now, if you remember, I think most other mind map sessions we've had live sessions. So today, because this is a premiered session, we won't be having a quiz, of course, but this is basically, just in case you guys have missed our previous mind map series, mind map sessions, let me just make it clear to you. We don't intend to discuss every concept in this series. Okay, so this series is especially intended to give you a very good understanding of what are the different ways by which you can make mind maps, because mind maps, scientifically it's been proven that they are a very, very good educational, learning, a revision tool, right? So it may or may not suit everyone, but my suggestion is you must give it a try. Anything that's gonna make your work smarter and a lot easier, and at the same time probably like 10 times more productive, definitely you must give it a shot. And this is one of those that we firmly believe in. All right, so here is the nervous system. You could start with the need for a nervous system if at all you want to include those details on your version of the mind map, and then about the neuron. Right, neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Well, I would suggest children, in my personal opinion, whenever you make a mind map, try having as many illustrations as possible, as many illustrations and as many diagrams as possible. Okay, so neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system, and this is what it would look like. You could add a rough diagram with probably the major parts labeled on it as well. Okay, so that's the axon, these are the nerve terminals, and anything else that you need to mark out, the nucleus, the cyton, the Nissel's bodies, and everything else, myelin sheath. Okay, right. So that at one glance, everything is there. These are the major parts, and there are three major types of them: sensory, motor, and association. If you remember, sensory are those which conduct impulses towards the central nervous system, and motor would be those which conduct impulses away from the central nervous system, which means from the brain and the spinal cord. Association or interneurons are those which act as a sort of connect between these two, sensory and motor. Okay, right. So that's about it. Then transmission of nerve impulse is very, very important. Now, children, let me tell you one thing. The topic of transmission of impulse is something that's very interesting, yet supposed to be a little scary for many children. I know that. I'm telling you this from personal experience. So you don't have to worry about it at all. I would just suggest In case you haven't understood those concepts clearly, please go to the Umang series playlist for ICSE Class 10 on this channel. You will find everything discussed in detail. Also, check out the Bio Bites in 15-minute series. All right, they will definitely, these two series are guaranteed to make you much more confident in facing your board exams for difficult concepts. All right. Yes. So this is it. These are the major structures you need to know. You could include this also on your version of the mind map. All right. Now, coming to how exactly this happens, polarized or the resting state, and then getting depolarized, getting repolarized, all of those three steps, including the sodium potassium pump, how it works, how the nerve impulse gets transmitted. Right? It's probably something that you can explain within like 3 to 5 points in very, very short points. That's completely up to you. So please have a look at those videos as I have suggested, and then make notes in these topics in your own language. That's the best way of learning this. Now, synapse, point of contact between terminal branches of the axon with the dendrites of the adjacent neuron. It's separated by a fine gap. This is it. So children, for concepts like these, I would suggest you don't even have to write a description. A rough image, which is scientifically correct with properly labeled images, will do the trick. Just at one glance, you have everything right here. All right, so that's about synapse. And then what exactly a nerve is. Now, this is what a neuron is, and these are the parts of the neuron. You can describe a nerve to be a bundle of nerve fibers, especially the axons, enclosed within a tubular sheath. Okay, so this is the definition or description of nerves. Now, nerves can also be of three types: sensory, motor, and mixed. Sensory nerves would be those which bring in impulses from the receptors to the brain or spinal cord. So basically, same thing, towards the CNS. Motor would be away from the CNS, and mixed would be those which contain both sensory and motor fibers. They act as a sort of relay between the two. Okay, so that's about the three types of nerves. Now, actions performed by or executed by your nerves. They can either be voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary are those which you perform out of your own will and control, consciously basically. Involuntary would be those which are performed unconsciously, or subconsciously, whatever it may be, without voluntary control. Right? So this is also something you need to know. Now, the components of the nervous system, right? So for the ease of studies, we categorize it this way. The nervous system put down under the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. What does the children, I think this flow chart can of course be a lot neater. That's completely up to you. But I think this particular flow chart has got every piece of information intact. This can be very, very, very helpful for you. I would suggest this has to be there because nervous system categorized into two: central, CNS, and PNS. Under CNS, you've got the brain and the spinal cord. What does each of them do? This is the brain, this is the spinal cord. What do they do? Then under PNS, it would be all the nerves and the neurons which make them up, right? Motor neurons and sensory neurons, right? And then somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Now, children, sensory and motor, those terms I probably haven't mentioned to you today, did I? Okay, anyway, in case I've not, oh yes, I think I did, right? In the types of neurons, we did talk about it. Sensory neurons, which carry signals to the central nervous system from the sense organs, and motor neurons, which carry signals away from the central nervous system. So same thing, which I've told you earlier. All right, and then under motor neurons, you could also mention somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system, okay? Or rather, you could just put it under peripheral nervous system. Okay, and maybe types of neurons and types of nerves, you could put it as a separate category altogether. That's also fine. So I will just mark it this way, right? So that in case you feel this is confusing, you could put it separately. Now, under PNS, it would be somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. What do? Somatic controls voluntary movements, and autonomic nervous system would control involuntary responses. So under that further, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Remember always, I know my regular children know the example I'm going to say. For sympathetic, fight or flight. snake example, the tiger example, which I have told you like 100,000 times. Please remember that here. Your body feels sympathy for you and wants to help you escape the dangerous situation. That is sympathetic division of your nervous system. And then there is parasympathetic division, which helps you rest and digest to get back to normal once you've overcome that difficult situation. Okay, so this is it. Now, reflex action. Remember, we've discussed this very interesting topic, natural and conditioned reflexes. Natural are those which you are born with. So that's the best way of remembering that. If at all you want to, if at all somebody asks you, is sneezing a natural reflex or a conditioned reflex? And you're like confused. Just think about it like this. Can a newborn baby sneeze? Yes, the answer is yes, which means it's a natural reflex. It's not like the newborn baby is so keenly observing people around and immediately learning to, practice all such gestures and habits. So certainly anything that a newborn baby, I'm not talking about the naughty little toddlers and crawlers, I'm talking about a newborn baby, whatever that baby is capable of doing, that's a natural reflex. Okay, right. Conditioned would be those that you learn, like driving, applying the brakes while you drive, and things like that. Okay, reflex arc. Children, I would say this is also very, very important. It could possibly come in section B as part of a 5 marks question. Okay, so the pathway is very, very important for you to know. Think of any example. In this case, the stimulus is the pin which comes and pricks your skin. So skin receptors are there. They are the sensory receptors. Sensory neuron carries impulses from there and brings it to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, relay neurons transmit the response signals to the motor neurons. This way, here it's this way, and here it is this way. Motor neurons transmit the response signals from the spinal cord and transmit it to the muscles or the glands, wherever an impact has to be produced. Okay, and that way you can pull back your hand. So this is what a reflex arc is. You need to know all of these terms: the receptor, the stimulus, the sensory neuron, and dorsal root ganglion is optional, but I'll just mark that out as well. Relay neuron or intermediate neuron, ventral root is also optional, but then comes motor neuron and the effector, which in this case is a muscle. It could be a gland as well sometimes. Now, okay, now children, before I go ahead and tell you the rest of our mind map, let's take a very quick break. Children, right now, the thing is, not just on YouTube, Vedantu does a lot of hard work with full passion and enthusiasm just to make the entire student community very, very comfortable with learning, because we all believe in learning with fun. So, children, you can be part of our amazing courses, and once you are part of it, you can attend unlimited live classes with fun and high-level quizzes. And this works wonders because you can also compete with students across the country and across the world. You can also get access to interactive replays just in case you want to have a look at a session once again, something that you missed probably, or maybe something that you just want to have a look at once again, because just like that, you just want to revise it. So replay button is there, and the best feature is that the quizzes and leaderboards are still going to be live, like an interactive live session. Can you imagine? Yes, so that gives you a feel of a live session as well, even if it may be the replay. And then, of course, after every session, you can download handwritten content of your master teachers. And I would say handwritten notes any day are a lot better than printed format. This is my personal opinion. It's not like it's proven or anything like that, but in my personal opinion, handwritten notes, and that too by your teachers, I think it's going to be of very, very special value. At least for us, that's how it used to be in our school days. And then children, doubt solving, in-class doubt solving, quality tests, assignments, everything to complete your learning experience. So on top of all this, we also give you 5,000 plus micro courses and crash courses for free. By which I mean, those of you who are registered, who have subscribed to these courses, get these without any extra cost. So isn't that amazing? Well, I'll tell you about the pricing, children. You need to remember the coupon code AMBPRO. Okay, I'll show you where the link is and all of that. Below this video, in the description box, you will be able to find a link. Subscribe to Vedantu Pro now, and there will be a link beside it. I'll tell you how exactly it works. A 1 month subscription would normally, at the moment, the current price is 2,699 for 30 days, for 1 month roughly. So this would include not just bio sessions, it would also include your chemistry, physics, maths, English, social studies, everything is taken care of. And right now, because we've got this 50% off, you can even apply the coupon code AMBPRO, and you will be able to avail it at 1,349.5. 50% off, can you imagine? For all these subjects together. So now go down to calculate the per class price, the per session price. It comes down to 1,349.5 and divided by 200, because roughly about 200 live sessions can be attended. You can attend these many live sessions in 1 month. That comes down to how much? As low as rupees 6.7. Can you imagine? Yes, it's even lesser than your favorite lace packet. Not just the party pack mentioned here, but also your favorite tiny chocolate bar or your favorite mini lace packet, even more reasonably priced than that. So children, make the best use of it right now while the offers are still on. Well, I would suggest it's not on the eve of the exam that you should suddenly be coming up with these ideas, because right now, if you go ahead, there will be value for money. Okay, right. Now, children, have a look at this. Right, so have a look at this. This is where you can find the link. Do you see that? Do you see that in the description box below? Subscribe to Vedantu Pro now. And this link over here. Yes, shall we click on that? Yes, we click on it. It opens in a new tab, and there. You are welcome to Vedantu Pro subscription. Let's find the best plan. So I will help you right now. Select grade. Grade 10, because ICSE 10 right now. ICSE 2021. I'm going to click on that. Rest of it, as you can see, CBSE and Maharashtra board for this year or for next year. You've got options that way. Now, have a look at this. Everything you need to know about Pro, all the features, your teachers and past year's results, and everything, frequently asked questions, everything has been answered here. So you can just have a look at all of that when you are clear and convinced, before thinking like 10 times, because by then it would be eve of your exam. All right. By the time you are clear with all this, you've got an answer properly in your head, click on this, because this is where the plans are mentioned. 2,699 per month. Well, didn't I tell you 50% off? Yes, of course. So click on proceed to pay. And then over here, you can apply the coupon code AMBPRO. Okay, AMBPRO. Just apply that. And there we go. 50% off, done. 1,349.5. And after this, you choose a payment method and you're done. That's about it. Okay. Now, once you are registered, what does your platform look like? Look at this. As I told you, children, as I told you, you can get access to all the past sessions that have happened, as in whatever you have missed or whatever you did attend but you want to have a look at once again. So as you can see here, the date of the session and the time at which it originally happened, everything will be here. The topic would be here, and the replay button. This is where you click to watch the replay of that session, and then the get notes button for you to download the notes. All right. So that's about it, children. Make your decision right now before it gets late. That's all that I can tell you. Now the ball is in your court. Okay. All right. So children, I guess we are done discussing everything majorly from this chapter, the mind map, as you know. So this is a mind map, our version of the mind map that we've made, the need of the nervous system, transmission of impulse, everything. You can also place the image here. That's why it's mentioned over here. All right. According to however it should suit you. It will suit you. So place images here, and then after this, what are nerves and the different types of nerves, sensory, motor, and mixed, and about the different components of the nervous system, CNS, PNS, and under CNS there's brain and spinal cord, under PNS there's somatic and autonomic, and under somatic cranial and spinal nerves, under autonomic sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, right? And then about the reflex arc, that's also mentioned here. What else do we need to know? Yep, I think that's about it. Oh yes, neuron, parts of a neuron, the types of neurons, and maybe terms like synapse, impulse, reflex action, and things like that. Children, this or anything less than this or anything more than this, it's completely up to you. I'm just telling you one thing. As I have told you multiple times earlier, there are no hard and fast rules to making a mind map, children. Whatever kind of mind map can ease your workload, can make your revision probably about 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, or even 10 times easier than it would have been otherwise. That is your perfect version of the mind map. All right, that is the perfect mind map. Not like this is the best, that is the best. No, copying down a mind map is a totally bad idea. And that's exactly why we give you insights into mind maps for every single chapter, so that something might strike you somewhere and you might be able to think out of the box and maybe think more creative. Right, children? So that's about it. And remember the coupon code AMBPRO. All right, children? Now, please do remember to click on the like button if you have found this useful, and please remember to share it with all your ICSE 10 friends, especially ICSE 10 friends, because we want all of them to benefit from this. Right, children? And then stay subscribed to the channel Vedantu 9th and 10th English in case you haven't done it yet, because in the days and weeks to come as well, we have a lot in store for you. So stay tuned, stay happy, stay healthy. This is Ambika signing off. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.